Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode. Let me start with a question you might never have seriously thought about, but it's always been around you. In this digital age, who truly changed the world? If you have an answer, you can share your ideas and comments. You might say, "Wow, that's a big question." And yes, it is big. But that's what makes it fascinating. Because we're living in a world shaped by technology, smartphones, computers, AI, social platforms, but rarely do we stop and ask, who was behind all this? Who pushed the first domino? Today, we're going to dig into that question. You'll hear about some key figures who helped shape the modern tech landscape. And by the end, you might realize something surprising. The person who changed the world most may not have been the best engineer, but the one who understood humans and the future better than anyone else. Let's begin with two names you might not hear often: Jack Kilby and Robert Noyce. Back in the late 1950s, they independently invented something that would become the backbone of modern electronics: the integrated circuit, or the microchip. How important is that? Well, without microchips, there would be no smartphones, no personal computers, no game consoles, no AI, maybe not even your smart toothbrush. So, did they change the world? They certainly laid the foundation. Then we have Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft. He made software mainstream, pushed operating systems into every home and office, and helped make computing accessible to the masses. He's undeniably a giant in tech history. But still, can software alone represent the whole revolution? Now let's not forget the people behind the scenes. The early venture capitalists like Eugene Kleiner and Tom Perkins, who took financial risks on bold ideas. Without their money and vision, giants like Google, Amazon, even Apple might never have gotten off the ground. But if we're looking for one person who could stand in as the face of the digital revolution, there's really only one answer: Steve Jobs. Jobs wasn't the best coder. He wasn't a hardware engineer. But he had an uncanny ability to know what people wanted, even before they did. He and his brilliant tech partner, Steve Wozniak, started Apple in a tiny garage in California. They created the Apple I and Apple II, which brought computing into the home for the first time. Then came the 1984 Macintosh, a computer that wasn't just functional, it was beautiful, intuitive, and fun to use. Jobs believed that technology shouldn't be cold or complex. He believed it should be personal, and even emotional. He didn't just want to sell computers, he wanted to sell a vision of the future. There was a time when Jobs got kicked out of the very company he founded. But years later, he returned, and that return changed everything. He launched the iMac, the iPod, the iPhone, and the iPad. Each product redefined its category. Each one reshaped how we live. He wasn't just a tech innovator. He was part Edison, part showman. He had style, instinct, and a relentless belief that design matters just as much as engineering. Think about your daily life. You probably spend hours on your phone, texting, scrolling, taking photos, listening to music, sharing your life online. Much of that, Jobs saw coming. He once said, "People don't know what they want until you show it to them." And he was right. He imagined a world where people could talk face-to-face on laptops, where phones were more than phones. They were cameras, journals, wallets, creative tools. He imagined a world where technology was woven into everything. Of course, even Jobs couldn't predict all the consequences, like screen addiction, privacy issues, or information overload. But regardless of the downsides, this world we live in, it has his fingerprints all over it. Steve Jobs passed away in 2011 at just 56 from cancer. But even today, his impact is everywhere. His ideas about simplicity, design, and purpose continue to guide the way products are built and the way people use them. The tech revolution isn't over. Far from it. New inventors are emerging every day, in AI, in biotech, in areas we haven't even imagined yet. But when we look back, when we ask who truly helped launch this digital age into motion, Jobs stands at the center. He didn't just change an industry. He changed how we live. He redefined what innovation means. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share the show with a friend. And tell me, who do you think truly changed the world in the tech era? Was it Jobs or someone else? Thanks for listening. See you next time.